Once upon a time, in the heart of a sunlit cottage, there lived a fluffy white cat named Whiskers. One bright morning, Whiskers padded into her cozy kitchen. She stretched, yawned, and looked around, her tail flicking with excitement.
Then Whiskers peeking over the kitchen counter, eyes wide with curiosity. Whiskers sniffing a bowl of sparkling cheese on the counter. The cheese sparkled like stars, she says. It smells so good. Whiskers pawing at a giggling ginger root. The ginger root that giggled whenever she poked it. She standing on a stool, looking at a golden bowl. Now she is with a chef's hat, surveying her kitchen kingdom. With a determined swish of her tail, Whiskers tied on her favorite apron, a tiny one with a paw print in the middle, and set to work. She climbed up on her stool, grabbed her smallest wooden spoon, and began to mix the magical ingredients. A juicy red tomato fall from her paw, and now she is chasing a rolling tomato across the kitchen floor. Whiskers looking out the window at her magical garden full of fresh veggies. Whiskers with flour on her nose, looking mischievous, and she is arranging colorful ingredients in her neat bowls. Whiskers balancing on her hind legs to reach a high shelf, making a happy face with her apron tied in a big bow. Whiskers is inspecting a magical red cookbook with paw-shaped pages. She is curiously sitting on a pile of cookbooks, her tail swishing as she wonders what kind of delicious spaghetti she wants to cook. After a couple of minutes of thinking, she starts cooking and plays with a string of pasta like a toy. She is surrounded by magical sparkles in the kitchen. Whiskers grabs her tiny wooden spoon in her mouth and eats her yummy pasta. Suddenly, Whiskers found a pot and started making a silly face at her reflection in the shiny golden pot. She saw a friendly mouse, and since the cute and lovely mouse looked hungry, she shared a slice of cheese out of kindness. The kitchen filled with the cheerful sound of humming as Whiskers sprinkled sparkling cheese into the gleaming golden bowl. With a flick of her paw, she tossed in the giggling ginger and plump, juicy tomatoes, their colors brightening the mixture. As she mixed, a swirl of magical sparkles began to dance around her paws, twinkling in the air and filling the kitchen with a sense of wonder and delight. The kitchen filled with the cheerful sound of Whiskers, happily smiling, taste the soup with a tiny spoon, her eyes closed in delight. A cloud of flour explodes around her as she cooks. Out of excitement and happiness, she tosses pasta into the air, creating a noodle rainbow. She picked up her magical cookbook, and when she opened it, the pages began to glow. A kind fairy popped out of the magical book, and together with Whiskers, the tiny fairy helped sprinkle herbs into the soup. Now, Whiskers is standing on tiptoe to reach a sparkling spice jar, hoping to make the soup extra yummy. Whiskers has a magical blue aura around her paws as she stirs. She looks surprised as the soup bubbles with rainbow colors in the sky blue bowl. Out of happiness, Whiskers starts laughing as a tomato bounces off her head. Whiskers is surrounded by enchanted kitchen tools dancing gracefully through the air, their magic filling the room. With her tail curled around a wooden spoon, she adds a secret ingredient to the pot, giving a playful wink. As she stirs, Whiskers creates a swirling whirlpool of soup, filling the kitchen with wonder and delight. She picked some herbs from her magical kitchen and made a little crown for herself, placing it on her head and feeling like a queen. Then she began making a heart shape with noodles above the soup bowl. Now, a celebrated chef, Whiskers wears a crown of herbs and a sparkling apron. She's surrounded by animal friends, each unique and joyful, sharing a magical feast. The wise, kind pink owl. He is the eldest in the magical kingdom and comes to taste Whiskers' delicious food. Now, Whiskers begins serving soup to a table full of her animal friends.
To make the meal joyful for her guests, Whiskers transformed her kitchen into a magical banquet hall and placed a crown of herbs on her head, becoming the queen of magical soup cooking. The wise owl, with his feathers fluffed and spectacles perched on his beak, raised a toast with a dainty teacup, declaring, "To magical meals and marvelous friends." Meanwhile, the playful squirrel was busy juggling bread rolls, trying to impress everyone, although one roll did land on his own head, much to the delight of the giggling mice. Nearby, the gentle deer delicately sniffed a bouquet of fresh herbs, sighing with happiness and accidentally sneezing a shower of parsley over the table. A family of mice gathered around a giant piece of cheese, nibbling from all sides and occasionally sliding down its edges like a cheesy playground. And at the end of the table, the tortoise proudly balanced a steaming soup bowl on his shell, moving ever so slowly so he wouldn't spill a single drop, while the others cheered him on. The whole banquet hall was filled with laughter, delicious smells, and the magic of friendship. The animal friends, clinking spoons in celebration, magical sparkles floating above the banquet table. And Whiskers starts laughing as a mouse tickles her tail. The kitchen window open and the sunlight streaming in. The table filled with colorful magical dishes, all the animals dancing around the table. The wise, kind, and pink owl read a magical recipe aloud, his voice echoing through the enchanted banquet hall. All the animals listened closely, exchanging gifts of food and flowers with happy smiles and gentle laughter. At the end of the feast, Whiskers and all her friends gathered together, posing for a joyful group portrait. Tails curled, wings fluffed, and everyone beaming with delight, capturing the magical moment forever. From that day on, Whiskers was known as the kind-hearted chef of Cozy Cottage, and every meal she made was sprinkled with a little magic and a lot of love. And so, in the heart of the kingdom, everyone knew a bowl of Whiskers soup could turn any day into a fairy tale. That's the magical tale of Whiskers and the Magical Soup. If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe to Storyland, turn on notifications, like, share, and comment for more magical tales. See you next time.